I just set up this pair of Kinetix 5300 servos on this PLC trainer. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to add it to your I/O configuration. The first thing we're going to need to do is set the IP address of these servos. So I'm going to directly plug into this one. And we're going to use the PLC tool SIM IPE and go to Discover Device. It's making a DHCP request, so I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to set this to 192.168.114. I'm going to click OK. It's accepted it, so I'm going to click OK to set it to static. And I'm going to do the same thing with the right one, only I'm going to set its IP address to 192.168.113. So as we're looking at the front of the trainer, because yeah, I struggle with the left or the right, this is going to be the left drive as 192.168.113. And this is going to be the right drive as 192.168.114. We're going to be adding this to an Allen Bradley Compact Logix PLC, but let's talk about this specific PLC because not all Compact Logix PLCs can connect to this 5300. Our standard trainer comes with a 1769 L16ER, and it's very similar to this 1769 L18ER. Now, neither of these PLCs will do motion. We're going to need this 1769 L18ERM, and that M stands for motion. Let's look at what the difference is in Studio 5000 because it's extremely subtle. Here I've created a Studio 5000 program with an L18ER, and here I've created one with a 1769 L18ERM. And if you look at the left pane, there is zero difference between the two of these besides that subtle part number. But if we right-click Ethernet where we're going to add the new module, and we put the Kinetix part number into our ER, there's nothing here. And if we do the same on the ERM, then our Kinetix shows up. To make sure your PLC is capable of motion, and let's start at the beginning. So we're going to create a program, and I'm just going to call this my Servo exercise. And we are going to select the 1769 L18ERM BB1B. Next, and I am going to select revision 35, and in this case I have 0 modules. I'm going to click finish, and now we're going to right click Ethernet, new module, and this is a 2098 C1004. I'm going to click on it and create, and I'm going to give this one the name as my left servo, and I'm going to give it an IP address of 192.168.113 and click OK. Then I'm going to hit the create button again because we have 2 of them. And I'm going to call this one my right servo. And its IP address is going to be 192.168.114. Now there's a lot more that needs to be done to make the servo work. But this is usually where people want to download. So we're going to download this program so you can see some of the errors that you're going to run into and understand what to do about them. And if you need any help downloading your program, I went too fast through creating one, or you have any other questions, hit that subscribe button because we have a lot of videos on those. And like I always tell you, when we add an Ethernet device, the first thing we need to look at is this IO not responding light. And so we have an issue. And if we see an IO not responding, we're going to go down here and we're going to find those little microscopic yellow triangles. We're going to right click one of them and go to properties. And if you have a connection issue, get to that connection tab. And it says down here, connection request error, no CST master detected. And what CST stands for is coordinated system time. So if we're going to do motion over a network, everything's got to be in sync time-wise. And something has to say, hey, I'm the guy who's going to keep up with your time. And we're going to make this Compact Logix keep up with our time. And to do that, we're going to go to controller properties. And the easiest way to get there is to right click the controller at the top of the left pane and go to properties. And then we're going to go to the date time tab. And we want to enable time synchronization. And if we click OK and we wait just a second here, then it's going to say no access or group assigned. And what that means is up here under our motion, we have associated accesses, and we didn't assign one because we didn't do any configuration. And really, that's the next big stumbling block I see people do. Now, you notice it's all grayed out because we've got to be offline to do that. So let's go ahead and go to communications, go offline, and now we can select an access, but we don't have any here. So we're just going to hit the new access button, and I'm going to call this my left axis. Then for our load feedback device, we're going to select auxiliary feedback. And now we're going to do the same thing on our right servo. Going to go to motion and then associated axis, new axis, and this will be our right axis. And our load feedback device will be the auxiliary feedback again. We click OK. And yes, we know we need to do more, but here's the next step I see people do is we're going to try to download this program again. And we still have yellow triangles down here. So we're going to go right back into it, and we're going to right back to the connection tab. And now it says connection request error. Still no axis or group assigned. Now we do have axes assigned now, but we didn't assign it a group. So we're going to right click motion axis, and there's where we would do the new motion group. But notice it's grayed out. So we're going to have to go off a line again. And now we'll right click new motion group. And I'm going to call this our trainer group. Now let's double click on the left axis and we can assign it a motion group of trainer group and click OK. Also, you can simply click on the axis and you can drag it up to the group that you want. And yes, we have many more stumble blocks to go, but here's the next one I see people do is now let's download this one. And now it says IO OK. And if yours is still flashing up there, then it's probably in your network configuration. But after that, we're ready to start trying to make this servo move. Now, we still got some steps to go because we didn't actually configure motors. We haven't actually put an enable on. And this playlist right here is going to get you through that.